I'm going to summarize this tiny house design challenge that everybody will be completing. This document here, please read the whole thing. Make sure you understand it. On Classroom, I will be posting assignments as they come, going along with the calendar listed below. Each assignment will also come with a basic tutorial to go with it to help you guys out. This is subject to change as we move along, but this is the basic challenge that I'm going to do. You guys are going to design and develop a tiny house model. You're going to need to actually create sketch drawings on graph paper and then build them into a model. You'll end up creating a CAD model. In addition to this, whether using Revit or Google SketchUp, that'll be your choice. And you will then create a presentation on it. The materials are not set in stone. Depending on what you have or what you have access to will determine what materials you actually can use. But you will need graph paper. If you don't have graph paper, I did create a PDF of 1/4-inch scale graph paper that you can print, and I have a link to the website here and a link to the PDF. It is also available on Classroom. The model will be designed at a 1/2 of an inch equaling 1 foot. Again, your scale will be a 1/2 of an inch equaling 1 foot. You will need access to the internet. Everybody should have that. I said one foam board. If you have foam board, that's great. If not, a cardboard box, a shoe box can work. Just get creative here. Legos. You're going to need scissors, pencils, glue, hot glue, calculator, scale conversion worksheet, which I will attach and explain in a later document. I did list blue painter's tape, masking tape, really any form of tape if needed, and then measuring tape, just so you could get actual measurements of furniture. So then here's the schedule. For 2 days, I will have a video that you will be watching, which goes along with this announcement here, and then you'll be doing a research. You have an assignment that goes along with it. There's a Google form that is attached. Make sure you complete all the questions. After that, you will spend what looks like 3 days working on a design board challenge. You are going to create a Google document that lists pictures, images, specifications of what the house is going to look like, all different types of houses, furniture, everything that's going to make up your tiny house. You will have to do a scale conversion worksheet, which I mentioned before, which is going to break down every single item that goes into this tiny house and figure out the proper scaling to make it fit within your model. The next 2 steps, the tiny house specification and the prototype, you will actually start to develop your model. This is more of the sketching phase on the graph paper, where you will determine the layout of the house. Things that I wrote here, things to consider, but not limited to, will it include a loft, or how will you include your loft? What the bathroom looks like, what the rooms look like, is there a porch, all of the furniture, cabinet, appliances, windows, doors, where all of that lays out within your house. You will also create this on the graph paper, and I did list here that it cannot exceed 500 square feet, and one more time that 1/2 of an inch equals a foot. Then on April 8th through April 22nd, this seems like a really long time, but it's exactly 5 days of class. It just happens to fall over our April break. This is where you're actually designing your model. You will complete the prototype of the scaled version of this tiny house that you've been researching, sketching, building up to. I wrote here to measure and cut foam board, cardboard, etc. to the size, including the floor and the outer walls. You'll glue the graph paper down to the foam board. cut out all of your windows and doors, mark where the wall features are, such as outlets, within scale, mark the furniture height on the walls, so I need to know exactly where the furniture is. Pretty much assume it's all fixed. This is where you use glue to hold everything in place, or to decorate the exterior of the house. So whether you print off siding, you draw siding, you sketch siding, doesn't matter to me. Find a way to get creative to cover the interior and the exterior of the house. After that, you will have 2 days to complete your CAD model. In this, you'll be using, again, Revit or Google SketchUp, doesn't matter to me. And then you will have an additional 2 days after that to design and develop your final presentation, which will discuss everything from the beginning to the end. It could be done in a Google slide presentation. It could be done in a video. I'm up for suggestions of how you're going to do this, but it will bring together everything that you did from the start to the end. This project is going to take a long amount of time, and I will be posting on Google Classroom each one of these on the dates listed. Again, this is subject to change. I will let you know. Please don't worry about the model or any of that until later. Just follow along and do the required assignments in the required amount of time. Know that some of these you get 5 days to work on, but that's me assuming that you have 5 45-minute class periods to work on it. I will continue to make posts on Classroom and continue to discuss this assignment. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and those will get covered. I'm sure there's going to be some issues, and again, we will work around this.